question 4 says evaluate. When you get a question that has the word evaluate, that means they want you to come up with a number, a value for the question. And usually these will be non-calculator questions. So in A, if we try to do this without our calculator, initially we look at it and say, no, I cannot do that without my calculator because log base 9 of 6 is asking for the exponent. And 9 to what exponent is 6? Yeah, that's not in my mental math ability. Neither is 9 to what exponent is 72. If it was 81, you'd be like, oh, perfect, 9 squared is 81. But this is just going to be a little bit less than 2. So if that's the case, then we're going to go to our log laws and say, well, maybe if I combine this as a single logarithm, maybe then I'll be able to solve for it. So we're going to use our skills that we learned the other day with our new log laws. Everything that's on the right-hand side, I can change the left-hand side to write as a single logarithm. First, I would have to put that 3 in as an exponent, because the log law for subtracting only works if you have a log subtract a log. And now that you're subtracting, we can divide. 6 cubed divided by 72. Now, this being a non-calculator question, we have a couple of options. And what I'd like to show you is the option that is easiest mental math with. And I might show you some mental math tricks. Okay? I would not multiply 6 times 6 times 6 and get 216, even though you could do that. Because 216 divided by 72, it's like, ooh, I don't have a 72 times table that's that quick. Okay? So instead of multiplying it all out and trying to divide big numbers, I break the numbers up into their factors. So for example, in this one, I could write 6 cubed as just 6 times 6 times 6, and I could write 72. Well, 72 is 36 times 2, and 36 is 6 times 6. So I could write 72 as 6 times 6 times 2. And this is really nice because of how the 6's simplify. And it is a lot easier to do 6 divided by 2 than it is to do 216 divided by 72. So we get log base 9 of 3. And we still need to evaluate. So this can happen in one of two ways. Either you see the answer right away. It's a half. Why is it a half? Well, log solve for an exponent. So I'm thinking 9 to what exponent equals 3. And I remember that a half is the same as a square root. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay? Now some of you are thinking, I would not remember that. I would not think of putting a half and using a square root. So if that's the case, well, we can use our techniques that we had from before. Remember the technique where we said, if I want to solve this, I say let x equal log 9 of 3. So my base is 9, my exponent is x, is equal to 3. And now I'm solving an exponential equation. How do I solve exponential equations? I use my powers chart. 9 is 3 squared. So 3 to the 2x is equal to 3 to the 1. And I can say, so 2x equals 1 and x is equal to 1/2. That's more work, obviously, but if you get stuck and can't do that, that's our method to solving or evaluating a logarithm when we don't see the answer directly. So if you saw the answer directly, log base 9 of 3 is asking what exponent 9 to what exponent equals 3. And you're like, I know the square root of 9 is 3, so then the exponent would be a half. Perfect. If not, we go to our technique and solve. Second equation, part B. Again, I'm going to put the exponents in, so we have log base 4 of 6, and I'll put that 2 in as an exponent, minus log base 4 of 3, and I'll put the 3 in as an exponent, plus log base 4 of 12. So first we use the power rule to get all those exponents inside your logarithm. And then the shortcut that we learned the other day, if you're adding and subtracting a bunch of logarithms, the ones that are added, the 6 squared and the 12, will appear in your numerator. The ones that are subtracted, which is the 3 cubed, will be in your denominator. And again, as a mental math strategy, 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3. 6 is 3 times 2. And the second 6 would be 3 times 2. And 12, 3 times 4. That would allow me to simplify a bunch of the things. Oh, I forgot to write that on 4. And then we end up with log base 4. 2 times 2 times 4 is 16. And I think this is one you should be able to do directly. Log solve for exponents. 4 to what exponent is 16? 2. All right, circle question number 13.